Hi guys, just an onion update, let you know what's going on. We had a real toad strangler last night, which, as you know, I had my onions spread out all across my deck and up on this table, and got up this morning and everything was setting in water. So I decided that was a good time to go ahead and trim them back and let them sit out here and cure. I hope I didn't make a mistake because some of them were beginning to rot and spoil. So I took off too much of the outer wrapping. I'm hoping it'll cure. I know you're not supposed to do that, otherwise we're going to be eating a lot of onions, but I guess that's okay. We got 3.3 inches of rain last night, and I think it probably came in about an hour, less than an hour. It just poured. We had a lot of flooding, not serious flooding, but water ran down our driveway and more so than it usually does. For us, that is a lot of rain. A lot of rain. This summer, about once a week, we'll get 10 hundredths, just enough to make the weeds grow. So my husband had all of the cattle feed cut down, which is always a sure sign that we'll get a good rain. And we did, but we'll hope for some warm, windy days so that'll dry out and he can get it all baled. Then what I'm going to do is they're all kind of touching, that bothers me, but once this table over here dries, I'll come out tomorrow and hopefully we'll get some hot, windy days that'll dry those things out and I can get them stored for the winter. But the good news is I got to clean off my deck. And that is nice. Got to wash everything off. That's one of the reasons, or the main reason, I like to do my canning outside. When I'm done, I just take a hose to it and wash it all off. I have to show you my battle scar from this morning. I don't know, that big bruise. And I had a hen that didn't want me taking the egg away from her. And I've never had one draw blood. So that brings up the next topic. We're going to be culling some of our own chickens. I won't show you the whole process, but I would like to show you what my husband made for me for butchering chickens. And I will put a warning or something on there so that I know there's a few people of my subscribers that don't like that. But I've told you all before, we raise our own food, including our own meat. And I do can my chicken, and I also make chicken soup and homemade noodles. And so just to let you know, but I think some of you might be interested in seeing that it's called a whiz bang chicken plucker that he made. I don't know if I ever pointed this out before. That little thing out there in the corner of our yard is kind of a little memorial thing for our son. He was killed in a car accident. What's it been? About 6.5 years ago now. It was kind of a rough year for us. We lost him. 4 months later, my husband's brother died. And 2 months after that, my nephew was killed in a car accident. So it was 2011 is not a year that brings back too many happy memories. But as you can tell, our son was a cowboy, and we thought that was appropriate for him. So anyway, I'm still working on peppers and tomatoes. I've got some of them canned. I'm getting ready to make some pepper jelly, and I'm going to can up some peppers. I think tonight I'm going to try making onion rings and maybe some pepper rings. I've found some recipes for that. I've never been happy with my onion rings, but I'll give it a try. Several of my onions were starting to spoil, so I'm going to have to get those used up. And it's these right here. There's a few more up in there I'm going to have to use, but we'll give it a try. Say hi to my dog. That's one of my dogs. That's her favorite place. Her name is Remy. And over here, this was my brother-in-law's dog, and we adopted her after my brother-in-law passed away. She's getting pretty old. The problem with our dogs, they are too dadgum nice. My brother-in-law was a chuck wagon chef, and we sold his chuck wagon, one of the most beautiful things. I wish we could have kept it. But we sold his chuck wagon, and the buyer was from Michigan, a complete stranger. We weren't home when he came, so we just talked to him on the phone, told him where it was, and he had to open up our shed and get in there and work around. When I came, I said, "Did the dogs even bark at you?" And they said, "Oh, no, they were very friendly and came up to us." And I says, "Yeah, did they tell you where we hide the key to get in the house and show you where we keep our money?" I said, "That's the kind of dogs we have." I do think, though, if anything serious ever happened, they would take care of us. So they're a pretty good judge of characters. Anyway, here's today's onion, or I should say garden update. Haven't even been out to see how things look after the big rain. Bye-bye.